Russ Bradford is one of a kind. He's one of the world's greatest dribblers.
Russ Bradford is the hub of a wheel down here in the Southwest. He's got this incredible reputation as this ball handling wizard and teacher, renowned teacher of children, really. We wanted to start a basketball camp back in the early 80s after he started the mini dribbler program. Kids 7 to 10 years old, they come in as 7 years old as a freshman. They stay when they're 8, 9, 10 and leave as seniors at 10 years old. They do globetrotter tricks at halftimes at basketball games. They just knock the crowd out. People go crazy when they see these little kids doing all the tricks. So we had this camp thing going where we were making thousands of dollars, charging kids $200 a week. We worked for Coach Don Haskins here at University of Texas at El Paso. People were coming from all over the state of Texas and New Mexico and Arizona to be taught by Bradford. Made a lot of money. So he came to me after we did this for a year or two and didn't feel comfortable with it. There were too many other camps charging $200 around the nation.
Russ really got involved with Rocky and his legacy after his death. He once called me and talked many things about how we could do some things to help Rocky continue to grow in this community.
And then Russ came to me and said, I don't like this. I'm teaching kids and charging them money. And there's kids in El Paso that can't afford to come to my camp. I want to help those kids instead. UTEP, all the local colleges and universities, they all have their camps that cost $200. Let the kids that can afford them go to those camps, but let's get down in the barrio and help the kids that need some help. So we went to the barrio, we charged each kid $1, and that's where the Basketball in the Barrio camp was born.
We're deep in the heart of Boy Bear country. And this morning, and it's good to see that basketball is alive and well in El Barrio.
Every year, all these people get together and they go down to the Segundo Barrio and they put together this camp. It's mostly kids from the barrio, but they bring kids from all their other parts of El Paso. So you have this incredible mixture of economic classes, of these kids doing things together and playing. And it's not only about basketball, of course. If you're there for any length of time, you know it's not about basketball. Basketball is sort of like a scam. The real thing is about culture.
Our camp certainly is more unique and more special. We change things every 7 minutes. We'll drill the kids with the basketball drill between the legs, spin the ball on the finger for 7 minutes, and then boom, we're off to hearing a story. It's Joe Hayes from Santa Fe, the world-famous storyteller.
No way, Jose.
Children see so much highly produced entertainment, television, video games, movies, that they have no interest in listening to stories. And that when you tell children stories, you realize that is not true. Children still enjoy listening to stories. It's an immensely satisfying experience for them.
Nothing happened. And then Jose figured out what the problem was. You know what the problem was? The man couldn't speak Spanish. But it wasn't a big problem because Jose could speak 2 languages. He could speak Spanish and need you kids to how to speak through that.
It's wonderful to use a sport like basketball and focus on that interest that the children have in the physical activity, and then really stimulate their minds with introductions to different types of artists, different types of thinkers, different important figures from the neighborhood.
We have one more guest that I want to introduce to you. He grew up in this neighborhood, and he dreamed, he loved El Paso. He could have gone to a lot of different places, and he stayed in El Paso, and eventually he became mayor of El Paso. And we're really lucky today. He grew up here, he had a dream of what he wanted El Paso to be. He wanted El Paso to be the greatest city in the world. And he dreamed about El Paso and how he wanted El Paso to be. And so he's come here today to talk to us. Let's give a big hand for Mayor Ray Caballero.
Is basketball an individual game or a team game?
Team.
That's right. Everything is teamwork, right? We have to learn how to play as a team, how to make sure that our team gets to go to the right place. And sometimes you've got to give the ball to somebody else on the team, don't you? To take a shot. So it is with the city.
Greg Foster comes every year and says hello to the kids and gives wonderful stories about his days in the NBA, Garden Shack, you know, and Tim Hardaway and Antonio Davis. And we just have wonderful guests and lecturers that these kids otherwise would never meet. Nolan Richardson was here today. And Coach Nolan Richardson, one of El Paso's favorite sons of all time, comes in to camp unannounced. He says, I want to talk to your kids in the barrio. I grew up here.
He is one of the most dynamic speakers in the United States, if you haven't heard him. Now, he is as good of an emotional speaker as I've ever heard. The hardest thing in the world to do is try to get up in front of an audience, say a few words after Nolan's been talking. I told him one time he missed his call and he should have been a Baptist preacher.
He's been the only coach in history to win a junior college championship, an NIT championship, and the NCAA championship. And he is El Paso born and bred, and he's proud of it.